My comments would be, you've already passed it, you voted on it. Sounds like it's temporary. Next time this comes up, right now we have a record number of food bank pantries in town that people are really having trouble right now. And, they're getting coerced effectively with their tax dollars to subsidize an airline. And
there we go. Too tall for these mics.
Tired, get a better view of your butt.
Dan and Commissioners, Dan Sobrowski, 1639 Alameda Avenue, Bar None. Just for your guys' consideration, and again, it would have been nice to have some public comment on the subsidies of the airlines, but just a word of caution as it's a problem that we've dealt with at a national level or state level at the Wyoming Business Council and here at this level. The government is getting too involved with our businesses. We're making winners and losers. It's a march into socialism. And when government runs businesses, which I'm not saying the subsidy puts us there yet, but that's where we're headed. If we continue down this, at some point the airline comes to us and says we can't even operate. So then we take it over. And when does government do a good job of running a business?
Never.
I mean, we see it with the event center, we see it with the ski resort. So as in the future, as you look to renew these agreements, consider that. Let the free market play itself out. It may be ugly, it may hurt, we may lose an airline, but it will fix itself in the long run. So take that into consideration in the future.
Sabon 9460 West Zero Road. I agree with Judy. It's very wrong of you guys to not meet with us and go over this land use plan. And I also would like to ask the people in the audience, I wrote a speech on your behalf. May I have your permission to read it for you? Yes.
Yes, sure.
Do it.
The United States of America is a republic, and the rights belong to and are held by the individual. Our governmental system as a democracy is entrusted with the care of the many rather than the few. Our Constitution limits our government intervening constantly on behalf of the weak and greedy, conversely promoting more weakness and greed. The preamble of our Constitution states, "We the people." There is no I. You are not employed by the people to vote your conscience. Your job is to vote as your constituents say. We the people have a civic duty and obligation to involve ourselves in the affairs of our government. A government of the people, by the people, for the people. When you show disrespect and disregard for what we the people say to you, when you vote for the me, myself, and I, you create apathy amongst the people, and you are circumventing our rights. The land use plan is the result, in your beliefs, that you need uniform code of conduct to cover behavior that is not uniform. The people are not relinquishing their constitutional rights to govern themselves in that which is their own private property. Like our government, zoning is to remain limited to the management of only that which creates a financial burden on its people. When we choose security over opportunity, we are given chains and we are secured. We the people are still demanding that this current land use plan be nullified until it fulfills the rights of the people.
You've already passed it, you voted on it. Sounds like it's temporary. Next time this comes up, right now we have a record number of food bank pantries in town that people are really having trouble right now. And, they're getting coerced effectively with their tax dollars to subsidize an airline. And, it's corporate welfare, if you want to really name it for what it is. I think that we need to be careful with this. I don't think anybody, you talked about competition. I'm with you all the way. Competition is what makes things work really well in the free market. And, I'm a benefit of the low airline fees. I can afford to buy an airline ticket. A lot of these people that are subsidizing this can't. And they can't afford to, and they can't afford to fly. So I encourage you to take a good hard look at this the next time it comes up. And I don't think that it's a path we should be going down for sure. If it was a fully subsidized airline when there was only one monopoly, I don't think anybody would probably want to fly on it, because that's what happens when you go too far down that path. So I appreciate the time.
Any other public comment?
I'll get the ball order over here. I don't want to waste too much time on Sunny still, but I do agree with him being able to sell his own liquor license. Okay, I look forward to seeing you guys on Friday morning. Got my ducks in a row. I think I got everybody I need to show up. I'm disappointed in you and Melanie for not being part of this, because I know you guys sit and meet with hospital guys that sell you tongue depressors. They get 5 of you. How come I can't? All right. Secondly, I wanted to bring up the airport deal. I think you should have asked us if you're going to go drop it $880,000 to keep a flight to Salt Lake back and forth 1 day a week, or once a day kind of thing. I think $880,000 for 6 months is a bit too steep for our pockets at this point. I mean, if they leave, big deal. You can go to Denver. You can fly to Denver, and you can fly all over the world. It's not a big deal. I've been pricing them, and I looked at all of this stuff, and it doesn't make any sense, because this is like, let's see, it was $453 in 2021. Now it's $880. I know gas has gone up, and I know oil's gone up, and tires gone up, because I'm in business for myself too. But I'm not willing to prop up what do you call it? A business. I don't want to give them more subsidies. I'm done with that. Just like I'm done with the wind tower subsidies and the solar panel subsidies. If they can't make it on their own, why is it up to us to foot the bill all the time? I mean, hey, can I borrow $1 million, please, for my business? Just write me a check, guys. Or how about any one of these guys out there in their businesses? They suffered all through the pandemic. You want to write them a check too? I did a little research on the windmills, and $280 million this boondoggle out in Barnun's going to make, or supposedly bring in $37 million. Well, I did some research, and I'll leave all that for you guys. Look it over. That's just part of what's on the internet, of how many ways cities, towns, counties, and states are being bled to death on this green energy boondoggle, because that's what it is. 90% of everything that goes into a solar panel, into a wind tower, comes from where? Can we say it? China. And what are we doing right now? We're picking a war with China. So what's going to happen when this stuff is no longer available? And by the way, cobalt is dug by little 4- and 5-year-olds in the Congo. That goes into all these transistors and circuit breakers and microchips that go in your phones and stuff. Something to consider. I've never been a green energy kind of person, I'm oil and gas. That's what made my family eat. That's what made my husband's family eat. That's what drives your car today. But the point of this stuff here is, right now, even over at the Casper landfill, did you know we're the largest landfill in the state of Wyoming? And we're the only ones that accept wind towers. We don't have any solar panels there right now, but I talked to the gentleman over there, and he said we have between 1,500 and 1,800 wind towers in the landfill as we speak. That they just increased the land mass over there so that they could add some more to it. And each wind blade is 26, here it is, 15 to 1,800 as of today. There's no current recycling done. We're the only landfill. They get paid $75 a ton for each blade. There's 3 blades on each. They weigh exactly 26 tons each, and that's $1,800 each times 3. So they're making about $3 million on putting these wind towers in there. And we're not even talking about where that money goes. If it supports the landfill, I'd be interested to know if it does. And I guess my point is in on this, guys, I'm sick of it. I don't want to see one more damn dime of my money going to a wind tower, a solar farm, or anything else until you open up my coal mines, my natural gas mines, and put our boys back to work. Thank you.
Wyoming, 888-97 Woods is the phone number, and usually she waits patiently by, especially over a topic like this. So since I was talking about the Natrona County Airport, she lives just up the road from that. Hey, Jude.
Hey, good morning. I've got to do a couple of corrections here.
Okay.
Oil City got it wrong. That 880K is only for 6 months. It's not annually, like once a year.
Okay.
And one of the things that really got me rolling before I got up to speak was the fact that now they're basically picking winners and losers in the airport business. Okay, and the excuse that Commissioner Friel gave said that the county was putting in so many dollars and the state was putting in so many dollars. That was his argument. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's all my tax dollars.
Yeah.
Whether it's through the state or whether it's through the county. So that kind of got me rolling on this.
Yeah.
I do want to thank Bob Ide. He called it what it is, corporate welfare. Bill Alaman, my representative, he said we're propping up Skywest. There's no reason why we need it, okay? If we can't afford it, it's just going to have to go. Okay,
Right.
Dan Sabrowski said, you guys sat up here all night long and asked us what we thought and open public comments for everything else that was on the agenda tonight, but you just swept this one right through without even asking us in the audience, because we took at least 20 of us were there. And it was kind of like they'd already decided what they were going to do before we even got there.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest problems I have with this commission, is they've been doing this kind of thing for years. Okay, and also it's Skywest. It's not, if that's Delta, then I guess it's one and the same. Is that right?
I thought it was Skywest and Delta as 2 different airlines.
Okay, so this Skywest is getting the 880K.
Right.
Not Delta. Delta's not going anywhere. They're still going to do their flights to Denver every day like they've been doing forever.
Okay.
I don't think they're going anywhere.
Right.
And one of the other excuses was given by the commissioners was, well, we have so many people that are flying out of Casper to go to Salt Lake. And I got to talking to a gentleman in the back of the room, and he said, I just came back from Salt Lake, and when I went down there was only 2 people on the plane when I went, and there was nobody on the plane when I came home.
Well, if that's the case, we don't need a flight to Salt Lake.
We don't need a flight to Salt Lake.
On 9460 West Zero Road. I agree with Judy. It's very wrong of you guys to not meet with us and go over this land use plan. And I also would like to ask the people in the audience, I wrote a speech on your behalf. May I have your permission to read it for you?
Yeah, sure.
Do it.
The United States of America is a republic, and the rights belong to and are held by the individual. Our governmental system as a democracy is entrusted with the care of the many rather than the few. Our Constitution limits our government intervening constantly on behalf of the weak and greedy, conversely promoting more weakness and greed. The preamble of our Constitution states, "We the people." There is no I. You are not employed by the people to vote your conscience. Your job is to vote as your constituents say. We the people have a civic duty and obligation to involve ourselves in the affairs of our government. A government of the people, by the people, for the people. When you show disrespect and disregard for what we the people say to you, when you vote for the me, myself, and I, you create apathy amongst the people, and you are circumventing our rights. The land use plan is the result, in your beliefs, that you need uniform code of conduct to cover behavior that is not uniform. The people are not relinquishing their constitutional rights to govern themselves in that which is their own private property. Like our government, zoning is to remain limited to the management of only that which creates a financial burden on its people. When we choose security over opportunity, we are given chains and we are secured. We the people are still demanding that this current land use plan be nullified until it fulfills the rights of the people. Thank you.